This video explains how to pause the execution of an R script for a certain number of seconds in the R programming language. So without too much talk, let's dive into the R code. In this video I will show you how to pause a script based on an example, and in this example I'm executing a for loop, as you can see in lines 2 to 12 of the code. So within this for loop I specify that I want to loop over the numbers 1 to 10. Then at the beginning of the for loop I measure the current system time. Then I perform a certain operation, so in this case I generate 100,000 randomly distributed numbers. Then I measure the end time of this operation, and then I measure the time that was needed to perform the operation. And then at the end of this for loop I print the time that was needed to execute one run of the for loop. So if you run lines 2 to 12 of the code, you can see at the bottom in the RStudio console that 10 different outputs are returned, so one output for each run of the loop. And you can see that this output reports how long it takes to run one iteration of the loop. So for instance, the first step of the loop was finished after 0.0039 seconds. So now let's assume that we want to implement an execution pause within this for loop. Then we can apply the Sys.sleep function, as you can see in lines 14 to 26 of the code. So in this modified for loop, I do exactly the same as in the previous example. However, this time I also specify that at some point of the loop, the Sys.sleep function should pause our script for 1 second. So the number 1 within the Sys.sleep function corresponds to the seconds that I want to pause our script. So if you run lines 14 to 26 of the code, you can see that another output is returned. However, you can already see that the outputs are returned much slower compared to the previous execution of the previous for loop. And you can see that each step of this loop took a bit longer than 1 second because we did an execution pause of 1 second in each iteration of the loop. That's all I wanted to explain in this video. In case you want to learn more on this topic, you may check out my homepage statisticsglobe.com, because on my homepage I have recently published a tutorial in which I'm explaining the content of this video in some more detail. I will put a link to this tutorial into the description of the video so you can find it there. If you have liked this video or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below. I'll try to respond to all comments as soon as I can. Furthermore, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified about future video releases. I have already published about 500 videos on this channel, and I'm releasing new videos on a daily basis. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video.